Alright, we should be good to go now. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties there, but we're good. But anyway, we've got Flynn, Son of Crimson, with Song Justice League, and on commentary is
Amazing,
Hollow.
thank you for asking.
How are you
And how
two
about
doing
yourself?
tonight?
Amazing, thank you for asking. And how about
Good,
yourself?
good.
Also
Glad to
doing
hear that.
I'm doing good.
Good. Glad
Also
to hear
doing
that.
great.
So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away, and just
Perfect.
let me know when you want me to start the timer.
Perfect. Hello, everybody. My name is Song of Soil. Thank you all for being here at Dreamathon 2020, where we're going to be showcasing speedruns of all types of genres. I really appreciate you all for being here. Today, I'm going to be showcasing Flynn, Son of Crimson, a 2D indie platformer developed by Thunderhorse. I have put countless, and I mean hundreds of hours in this game. I absolutely love it. If you're a platformer fan, please go out, try it. It's on Game Pass. Highly recommend. Today, I'm here with my commentator, Hollow, another fellow runner and community member. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Sure, I'm Hollow. I'm the Song here is the world record holder for this category. I'm second on the leaderboard, and I'll be doing commentary tonight. I am French, and so my English can be a bit shaky, especially since it's the middle of the night here, so sorry in advance. Should be good though. And if you're okay, Song, I'm gonna touch a few points of movements before we get started, and then we can go.
Sounds good.
Okay, so just before we start, we need to talk about basic movement because the beginning of the run is very dense in tricks. The basic of speedrunning this game is keeping the roll momentum. You'll see Song roll a ton. Basically, if you jump after a roll, we call that a roll jump. Wowie. We get the momentum from the roll is conserved during the entire jump, and we also do jump rolling, which is jump and then roll input. We'll talk more about it, but it's something you need to know before the run starts. And I'll let you do the countdown, Song.
Perfect. Okay, so our timer is going to start in just one moment. So 3, 2, 1. Let's start the timer.
Let's go. Good run to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, so first thing we need to talk about is the category. We are playing on easy hero any percent. Hero is the new game plus mode. This means we already have all the upgrades from the game and also all the unlockables. So Song actually has 3 weapons right now. He is using the sword currently. He also has gloves, kind of like aerial claw attack, and an axe. As you can see, he rolls jump to keep the momentum, as we talked about. He also has magic. You just saw him cast magic spell right now. We're mostly going to use 2 elements out of the 4 possible ones. It's going to be ice and fire. You're going to see the first trick in the game right now. We have special moves, kind of like Smash Bros. If you play this game. And right now he's using the sword's side special. What the sword's side special does is move Flynn hitbox forward, and there's a wall preventing us to go through the level without killing every enemy, and we just use the fact that this side special moves Flynn's hitbox forward to go through the transition without having to trigger this. In this game you'll see different keys, they unlock doors. You can see an example right now. There's gonna be the first cutscene and we talk about the story. So you play as Flynn. There is an invasion of some kind. Right now we don't really know how, but we know that monsters are coming.
I'm a monster, and I'm here. You know what I'm doing? I'm breaking a world record tonight. Let's do this.
Yeah. Also, you might have noticed that we have Tex, our lovely and huge doggo. Sadly, she is not going to be accompanying us for most of the game, but we'll see her a bit, and she's quite important to the story. So another trick is coming right up. It's called box skip. He just did. Basically, you have coyote time in this game. What coyote time is you have a few frames after you leave a ledge or platform to hit jump, where you'll jump in the air. and we abuse that to skip having to push blocks. So as I said, we use fire and ice magic. You should have seen both now. Ice magic pierces through enemies, so we're going to use that to trigger mechanisms. This way, if an enemy stands before the mechanism, it's still going to hit the mechanism through the enemy. We use fire magic for combat. Fire magic deals DOT, damage over time, and stun enemies. So right now, the song is going to come on the cutscene skip in this category. So what he's doing right now is setting himself up precisely. He knows where's the trigger for the cutscene is, and after selecting going back to map from
I don't know
the
if we
menu
got it.
in a level.
Nope, I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't get it. Oh well. So after selecting going back to map in the menu, you have a couple frames where Flynn is still moving, and where hopefully in those couple frames hit the cutscene, and that way, just like right now, the cutscene will be played, so it doesn't play again. What you're seeing right now is Crimson Control. It's kind of like Chaos Control from Sonic. The way it works is when the bar on the top right is filled, you can activate this mode. We're mostly going to use it for movement because you get a better version of the dodge roll that goes farther, and so we use that for movement. So this fight, we fight against Rosia. She's an enemy we're going to see a lot. She's kind of like the mini-boss of this game and your rival. And for this fight, we manipulate the RNG so that we know precisely how she's going to attack us. First phase, we need her to kill us as quickly as possible. In second phase, we're going to control her RNG so we can kill her really quickly.
Also, can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
Everybody in chat who says this game looks amazing, thank you all so much. They worked endlessly. This is their very first title that they ever did outside of a mobile game. So just think about the scope for being a small indie team to go from mobile games to something like this. They did an amazing job. So I appreciate you guys talking about the art of this game.
The animation and the visual style of this game just like oozes flair. It's amazing. So, as you might have seen, Storybeat, our doggo got green magic electrocuted, so she lost her soul. So she's not, because she was a guardian doggo. We'll talk about that later. So she lost her soul, so we need to beat up people who stole her soul. There are 4 different bosses with.
We're on a John Wick adventure.
And so we need to get them back. We missed a skip, but so one of the techniques we have that we're not supposed to have basically till the end of the game is the wall jump. We're gonna see Song use it a lot. He just did right there. This allows us to skip a lot of fights and puzzles, and we'll get to it when we get to it. Okay. We're gonna do a small puzzle. So the doors with little crystals, as you saw, you need to trigger the crystals with magic or hit to trigger them. So here you can see 1 and 2. Here he's gonna do water skipping, hopefully. Water skipping, you have a 2-frame window when you enter the water to just press jump, and that way you're gonna stay on top of the water instead of falling down inside the water. Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Okay. The next level, Hollow's Reach. Okay. In this screen, we're gonna see an item jump. Basically, in this game, when you release an item mid-air, it's gonna give you 5 frames, I think, to hit jump again to do a double jump like he just did. This is not intended and is a glitch, and we can use it to skip parts of the levels. So here, once again, we're going to use the Crimson Control to get a longer roll to go through this screen really quickly. On ropes, as you just saw, the fastest movement is jumping and then roll jumping. And then jump rolling, sorry. Jump then roll. Here we have our first in-level arenas. We need to kill the little goblins to open the gate. And we're fighting with Sword. Sword is the second best weapon in the game after Claws. You might be wondering why we're not using Claws. It's because Sword builds up the bar at the top right, the charge faster, And in this level, we're gonna use Crimson Control again. As you saw, he emptied the bar using Crimson Control, and it's almost full. It's also the reason why we run this game in easy, because in easy, the bar charges passively throughout the level. Here he's gonna do what we call the Crimson Cancel. So as you can see, he canceled the Crimson Control, and he still have halted bar. We're gonna do this maybe a couple times in the run. Here's gonna set up the barrel so that it just blows up with the waterfall, pushing the barrel up. And it's the end of the level. Coming up next is gonna be our first arena level.
Oh my goodness. We're killing it.
Before some levels you have little arenas, so we just need to kill the enemies. Here it's just one. And we want to quit as soon as the money appears on screen. Okay. This is just a transition level, so once again we're just gonna use Crimson Control to have longer rolls and go as fast as through. And the level coming up might be the hardest in the game. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna use claws, and we're gonna see a magic extension, which is the first thing. So magic extension, by using magic in the air, it stalls Flynn in the air a little bit and gives a little height, and it allows you to do what you just saw, which is gaining a little height in midair to do a wall jump. And here coming up is the hardest, well, a version of the hardest trick in the game. You're gonna see him attack him with the claw and jumping very, very high, as you just saw. Very nicely done, GG. And we're gonna see it again, and I'll explain this. So the basic version of this trick, which we'll see later, is called the clonch. Basically, the claw is a midair combo tool usually. So when you attack midair an enemy, it keeps you in the air. What Song just did is start a midair combo and then touch the ground before the midair combo finished, and then did an uppercut on the enemy.
Oh!
The game still thinks,
Sorry.
GG.
I'm sorry.
Nice. Hard. Well deserved. So the game still thinks that you're doing a midair combo, and that it has to keep you in the air, so it's gonna give you extra momentum upward. So this is the regular clonch. You'll see it later. It gives you about 3 jump height. And what he does is a super clonch. During a clonch, you have a 2-frame window, so very, very, very tight window to press jump, and you actually get what you just saw, which is the huge jump, which is 4 jump height. And as you saw, it just breaks vertical level like this one. This is one of the basically the only reason you'll ever see the axe beside one trick is to break the walls. It's the only way to break them, so we use them. Otherwise, the axe is a very slow weapon, so we don't use it. What you just saw him grabbing right there is an emblem. He just grabbed another one.
I had to do it.
This charges up your bar at the top left, top right, sorry, and allows him to do Crimson Control here to go faster. You'll see him picking them up while he's in Crimson Control to extend the duration. So coming up is going to be a phase that seems a little weird. It's actually a puzzle in the game. It's inspired from The Legend of Zelda, The Lost Woods. So you need to find your way, but luckily it's set, it's not random every run, so Song just knows where to go, and so it's going to go really quickly, guys. There are a lot of references to different games. We'll talk about a few other ones, but we can mention there are ghosts in this game. There are a reference to Metal Gear Solid 2. So in Metal ghost of your parents. So sometimes your mom, sometimes your dad, sometimes both. So it's really cool, and we have found most of them, but there are still a few that we haven't found. So this right there is an infection level. As you can see, it's all twisted, and you'll see spiders inside mostly. there are 8 of these levels in any percent, but for some reason in New Game Plus, so Hero Mode, the category we're running right now, they removed them, so sadly you won't be able to see these levels. But you get to see awesome tricks otherwise. Ice Cave Rink levels, I know they are your favorites ambience-wise. If you love the ambience of the first levels, just look at this level. The music is amazing and the ice looks great.
Shout out to Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, he's gonna equip his fire magic to do the fight coming up. Him to do is he's gonna cast a fire magic, so it does DOT on the enemy, and it's gonna kill the enemy off screen and bring the key that you get to by defeating the enemy straight up to him when he gets to the door. Right there, he's gonna use his Crimson Control to skip this elevator cycle and go through the spikes. There are a lot of damage boosts in both Ice Caverns levels, so he has to be very careful with his health management. You can break the ice either by using magic or by just hitting it, so mostly we're gonna use hitting it because it's faster. Okay. On the next screen, oops, drop the ladder, nice. On the screen coming up, so this screen there's a quick fight, and then there's what we call the puzzle. It's a very tight elevator cycle with 4 different buttons to push. Hopefully you can get it perfectly. It's gonna be really tight. Ooh, nice backup, very nice. Okay, and here you go. The puzzle, very well done.
I wouldn't say well done, but it's done.
That was fine. Don't beat yourself. Okay, and we're just gonna finish this level.
If I can actually get my jumps to work right. It's okay. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay, so you're as you just saw, you're supposed to use the ice magic to freeze the water blocks, but since we have the wall jump, once again, you're only supposed to have that at the very end of the game. It kind of breaks this level. What you just saw him doing is another magic extended jump. Since magic extension allows us to stay in the air with to stall in the air with magic, we can also get our roll cooldown again and clear gaps like you just saw. So what he did was jump roll, magic extension to stall, and then roll again. Okay. He's gonna do a very tight cycle here. It's very precise, that's why he takes damage. And he's gonna try to do what we call 5-head skip, which is bouncing ice ball on the goblin's head. And it sounds just as difficult as it would sound in real life. It's really hard. Do not try at home to bounce ice balls on goblin's head.
Oh, please. I was off by a millisecond. It's okay.
Yeah. It's a really hard cycle. So this ice ball, as you can see, it's used to break ice blocks. There's no other way to break those ice blocks, like the white ones, with some kind of fissures on them. So we need to do it this way. So coming up, we're gonna try to do a skip. Ice breaks if it touches the spikes. So we're gonna try to place the ice block and then send it with our axe. Very well done, GG. It's a lot tougher than it looks. And then we're gonna do the same thing, jump, go to our maximum height and throw it to break the blocks. Very well done.
I'm gonna play it safe.
Here,
Thank God I did.
You get it. Oof. Yeah. Okay. So we try to heal at doors because it doesn't cost any times, but sometimes before a fight, if you're on 1 HP, you should heal. So coming up, there is a boulder chase. Basically, a giant ice boulder is supposed to follow you. Well, it's actually following you, but the song goes so fast you won't even see the boulder.
No! Why did it use that? No! Oh, rip. Rip.
You can maybe catch up by hitting, yeah. What are you doing? Okay, you're doing the backup.
I don't have any health to go up there.
Yeah, okay.
I would have died on the bats.
Yeah. So here. For the marathon. So here you were supposed to do a trick where you activate Crimson Control and it allows you to go through these bats because they only deal contact damage. But he didn't have enough charge to do it. Coming up is a screen with a lot of damage boosts. Allows you to unlock Crimson Control. From now on, you'll see most boss fights are done with aerial claw attack. It's the best attacking move in the game, and then just building up to Crimson Control and killing bosses with Crimson Controls because it, as you can see, it deals insane amount of damage because of the quick attack time, and it tends to stun enemies very quickly too. Okay, on this level is centered about wind mechanics. We'll see them in the following screens. There are two winds, can either be forward or backward. And as a nice touch, the developer of this game are really involved in the community. They help the speedrunning community grow a lot. They helped us with some of them. Launching was actually like we asked the devs why it was doing that, and he helped us find the way the trick worked. And in this specific place with backward wind, the dev told us that they did it just so that even casual people could feel like speedrunners and go super fast. So it's really nice touch from them. They're awesome people, and they do awesome games, as you can see.
Also, all the damage you see me doing is all intentional. I'm not taking this damage on accident. I'm doing this on purpose.
Yeah, I was about to get to that. So most of the damage boost you see is because it's faster, and in regular gameplay, before any upgrades, you have 5 healths, but here, because we're in hero mode and we have all upgrades, we have 8 healths. And also we get the green healing orbs we get from the crystals, we get more of them. So we're usually very, very fine on health, besides if we have to do a ton of damage boosts in the levels. So we can, well, do a ton of damage boosts. Okay. Coming up is a little transition level, and afterward our first boss fight. Once again, during transition levels, you're starting to get used to it now. We Crimson Control, so we get longer rolls and faster rolls. This one is a bit tricky because we're trying to avoid going in those hot springs. Hot springs are nice, but they are slow, sadly. Okay, coming up is our first boss. His name is Bora. He's the Ice Assassin. What we're looking for is to quickly attack him as the boss. He has 2 different attacks. One of them knocks us back, which is not really nice, and one of them doesn't, just like that. Very nice fight, hopefully. That's the knockback version.
I wasn't able to kill him with it because he gave me the knockback. That's okay.
Yeah. We recently found a new strat to make that cycle even faster, but it's the fastest possible with this pattern. So it's still really, really, really fast.
Just the only thing is though, is if he hits you back on the second attack with a knockback, you can't kill him in time. But if he gives you the attack that doesn't knock you back, you can actually kill him before he gets off screen. Whoa, I don't know what that jump was, but all right. Hey, got myself a little rocket jump out of nowhere.
Yay. So here, this is the place where you're supposed to gain the axe, and we're gonna move from the ice world to the in the cave and underwater world. This world centers around the axe as a weapon and electricity as an element. The world before was ice and sword.
And this level in particular has a water mechanic where we raise and lower water, but we don't do that because we have wall jumping.
Exactly. And a lot of, as you can see, jump rolling and not really physics abuse, but physics optimization, let's say. Also, this world has underwater sections. Contrary to most games, underwater levels aren't too bad in this game. The most frustrating level in this game is actually the one without water. And this is our first auto-scroller, so Song, if you want to talk about yourself a little bit, it would be a great time.
Yeah, hello everybody, everybody in chat. If you are enjoying this, thank you so much for being here. I am known as Song of Soil. I started speedrunning full-time about a year ago. I had my start in Remnant from the Ashes, moved on to Death's Door, and did a couple other indies. Found my footing in Flynn, and now I'm working on Soldiers. But I love routing and making guides for video games, and I try my best when I do find a game to get world record. And so far in every game I run, I have world record. So hopefully that continues to keep going with some of the games I keep trying. Hollow, if you want to talk about yourself, we still have plenty of time to go.
Oh, I just want to mention something. Some of you might wonder, because you can see Song moving, why we can't just go through. Actually, we can actually go off screen with Flynn. We're actually gonna do this at the end, like right now. But we can't go farther than about 4 Flynn's length, so we can't do the whole level blind. Here we're gonna do a clunch, super clunch actually, to go through and just skip this. And here, those walls are, the hitboxes are coded a bit weird, so as you can see we can jump roll and squeeze between the wall and the ceiling. And that's the end of the level. The next level is filler level. Basically it's a story point, so we're gonna do a bit of a story point ourselves. So at this point in the game you learn that the invading army comes from another world. It's either an alien world or the world of the gods. It's not really obvious. It's probably more like the world of the gods. And you learn that your mom is the goddess that this place believes in. And which is why you have those magic powers and the magic weapons you are currently having. And it's also why they attacked the guardian deity, which is Dex, your dog, of the world, because they wanted to attack. And you learn that there is apparently a big bad guy controlling Rosia, the green girl we fought twice already. Yes.
Wow.
And so we're looking to get our dog soul back, which is also the guardian of this world, and trying to beat the big bad guy. And after Wild Falls, another extremely hard level in this game. As you can see, Song just showed us, electricity knocks back, and it stuns for a long time. It's horrible for speedruns, and almost every single enemy in this level is electric. And those bees are not only electric, they also try to snipe you with electricity. This level is really, really, really hard and frustrating to learn, and has some tricks too, so it's really challenging. So in this fight, we're using the barrel that spawns to kill the enemies quicker. Those purple enemies, what it means is that if you don't hit them for a while, their health regenerates. Luckily, we hit them very fast, so it shouldn't happen. Electricity, its specificity. So we said that fire does DOT damage and stun, and ice goes through enemies. Electricity does two things. It links between enemies, so it's useful if we need to clear a huge number of enemies, and also it breaks electricity armor. You saw the knight had green armor energy. We're gonna see it in the next screen too, so yeah. So this is another trick where on this rope we're trying to do a jump roll into a magic extend into a wall jump. And the magic extend allows us to have a little bit more height and skip the going back and forth on the rope. This is probably one of the hardest tricks in the game. I missed it. Oh well, it's fine. Here you can do super clutch and go very high and go out of the bounds of the levels. It saves some time, but the thing is, most importantly, it saves having to go through those enemies and the spikes. Here you can see the electricity both breaking the electric armor and killing the bees on top. Kill the bees, and he's gonna try to go through, and he's gonna go through the water not to have to deal with the electricity on top.
Okay, it won't let me wall jump.
Him.
It won't let me wall jump. Whoa, that was super.
Okay.
Okay, well, anyways, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it won't let me wall jump. Get out of here! Thank you. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
Also, because electricity wasn't bad enough, it just knocks you back, stuns you, and damages you. It also reflects your magic attacks. As you saw, he missed his electric magic attack, so he did the regular magic attack, and it reflected it. Oh, and finally, because of the way the game is programmed, if you actually walk into an enemy with electricity and keep holding moving forward, you can actually ignore the damage from electricity. It's like if you physically move toward the enemy, you avoid the damage.
Welcome to Franklin.
So, Palace of Aquarius, yes. So this is a huge water world. There's a puzzle part, and there is this fish. He is useful for two things. First of all, he gives us light, elsewise we can't see. And also he gives us air, elsewise we can't breathe, and we're gonna die from suffocation, which is not good. So what you're gonna see is Song is doing a very specific route, so that because the fish spawns the air bubble behind him, that way he can go around and pick up the air bubbles as he goes back. That way he doesn't have to wait for them to spawn. He's also trying to get them to spawn during the door, that way he can just get them. Okay, coming up is a puzzle. The puzzle revolves around putting ice on blocks that are covered with water and allows them to slide. And freezing water, just in general. Just like that.
Okay, I don't know why, even though this puzzle is so easy, I just love it. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's actually quite tricky when you're casually. I think it's one of the hardest puzzles in the game, in my opinion. But it's really fun to speedrun through this part. Okay, coming up is the second water section. It's really tight health-wise. What Song's gonna do is the route he's gonna use is very optimized. And as soon as he's gonna go into the water, he's gonna follow the path. And hopefully he should have just lose air at the very end of the screen. And transitioning through a screen actually gives you air, fills your air back up. So you're gonna see him almost drawn and go through the transition and go back to full air. All the damage boost is intentional. It's just to go faster because we have enough health to tank. And that way we don't have to get that bubble. Very nice. As you saw, no air, full air.
This is probably the most health I've ever had getting to
15 people, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And they're, of course, a reference to the Zora from The Legend of Zelda. Okay, so this boss in casual playthrough and even in any person speedrun, when you don't have all abilities, is really hard. His gimmick is to stun the floor. Which we're not supposed to have at this time. We can, and we're actually gonna give our soul back to the doggo, and it's gonna feel better. It's not gonna be sick anymore. So yay! And here we go. Colorful doggo, and we'll see soon that we will have level with her. So Great Forest. Great Forest is a pretty tricky level. Lots of
I actually didn't even get the ice magic off.
yeah, it's fine. Didn't kill the bees.
I realized that. I was
this
like,
level also has a lot of damage boost. The mechanic is platform that only activates when you put a box in a certain intended spot, like there, but we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna damage boost and go fast. That's what we speedrunners do. And here we're also gonna skip the end puzzle with a wall jump. Here we're setting up the platform so that they're properly placed for this section. Skipping a platform cycle using this backward ice throw. And more wall jumping.
moving
so
on
coming
to
up
our
is
first
gonna be
level.
our first. Oh no, it's gonna be a temple level. This is where we're supposed to get Crimson Control, but since we already have it, the game is a bit confused and just lets us through.
Moving
so
on
coming
to
up
our
is
first
gonna be
level.
our first. Oh no, it's gonna be a temple level. This is where we're supposed to get Crimson Control, but since we already have it, the game is a bit confused and just lets us through.
But
also,
there's
shout
two
out
icons.
to the music in this game. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, and the OST is online on YouTube.
Okay, so this is gonna be our first Dex level. While Dex is a great doggo and the guardian of the world, she's not very, how can I say, flexible to move around. Riding her kind of feels like riding a truck, probably because she's really powerful. So it's a bit awkward. So those sections might look easy, but they're actually really hard. Going fast is really awkward because basically when her dash is a set distance, and it's when you press the dash button, like move her in the air. So it's a bit awkward. And also because Dex is Guardian Doggo, she's immune to spikes, which is also why we use her. We can't actually just damage boost through this because those red blocks can only be broken by Dex. Also, in this level, there was supposed to be Rosia, the green girl, your rival, following you on a dragon, but they actually moved that to another level, so we'll see that later. But you can still trigger that by reaching a hidden trigger in this level. and now we're gonna come up on the, well, third or fourth wall, depending on how you count. This is the marshland. The gimmick of this level is two things. Goo slows you down, but it's not too bad since we are just wall jumping through the entire level. And acid rain, basically, in the background you see acid rain, and when Flynn stays too long in the rain, he takes damage. It's a bit important because Song has to be very careful here, because there is the biggest damage boost in the game coming up, so he needs a ton of health. He's gonna try to clip out of bounds to reach the transition from the top instead of from the bottom. Nice. It's a trick found by Eden. Eden is the other big runner of this game, so huge shout out to him. He is gonna run later with Song, I believe.
Tomorrow we're doing Arietta Spirits. We're gonna be doing a race together.
So look forward to that. So here it is coming up. This platform goes over the spike, but it's very slow, so we're just gonna damage boost through. We take a lot of health, but we have 8 health, so yeah. We're still gonna heal a bit at the end, or maybe in the middle, because else we won't go through. There you go. That was nice and tight. Here we're gonna skip through the wall again. Nice, and this one we can't skip through because it's well programmed, so we need to break it. Here we're gonna do a little fight with some knight, which is Ariel Claw attack again, and stun lock him.
I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. But it's okay.
Oh well, it works.
I got heavy fingers right now apparently. So oops. I'm gonna heal. I don't know why, but I'm gonna heal.
No, heal. Do heal, please. I've died to this auto-scroller. This is the longest auto-scroller in the game, so if you die, you lose like 30 seconds and it's awful. No, you probably lose more than that, maybe like 45.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Do you want to talk about yourself now that we're on this auto-scroller?
Sure. I'm a French speedrunner called Polo. I run this game and a couple other games. I mostly participate in tournaments, especially Ultime Decathlon, which is a huge French tournament. I invite you to check it out. It's a multi-game tournament over several months, and there are a lot of insane runners learning 10 games. It's really hype. This year's edition is gonna start in November, I think, so I invite you to check it out. Okay, Song is already prepping up for the next level. He's gonna do fire magic and axe. In the next level, the whole gimmick of the level is the dark and thorns. So as you can see, thorns spawn. We're gonna try to skip some of them, and some part of the level are dark, and we're gonna use the fire magic to light up torches. Lighting up torches also open up some gates. For example, this you need all 4 torches to be lit on to open this gate. So in the next level it's gonna go really quickly, but we're gonna use our Crimson Control and Boost to go very quickly through a thorn. A thorn is supposed to spawn there, and once it's spawned you can't go through it. So Song went through it very quickly, that way he can just skip through. Okay. So see, this is a dark part of the level. Sometimes we trigger the torches, but most of the time we don't need it. We can actually do it in the dark. He's gonna climb back the ladder really quickly by spamming jump in a very precise fashion, and that way he can go quickly up the ladder and skip. This is super in order to light up the torches, and it'll be very different from two more torches. He stopped all the torches, and there's one more on skip coming up at the end. Right here.
That's very precise, by the way. If you miss that by even a millisecond, you're stuck.
Yeah, it takes a while to go to get out. So here we're gonna try to launch this knight. It's quite tricky. Nice, very nice. And then with a jump, you can reach the top transition and skip the fight. I didn't talk about it, but what's supposed to happen is you're supposed beat the enemy, and then a ladder comes down, so it's really slow, and then you need to climb the ladder. And once again, we're gonna use Crimson Control in the next screen to go fast.
I don't know what just
The
happened.
routing for this game and this category with the management has mostly been done by Song, but the tricks have been found by a number of people. There is an insane number of tricks because there are all of them in this run. You see a lot, and there are a few that are not used in this run or were outdated by newer tricks. And the level coming up is the best example. It is a very hard level, mostly because it is the most broken level in the game. There are tons of tricks, basically once per screen. So on the first screen, at the end of the screen, he's gonna do a plunge of a knight enemy and go out of bounds. And once out of bounds, he's gonna roll in a specific way to fall back on the trigger. And this skips a key door. And nicely done. And here is gonna do another one of the hardest trick of the game. Basically, you have to do a super clunge to skip part of the dex part, but it's really tricky because you take damage from the spikes. Wow, huge GG to you on that one.
Thank
that
you.
was really impressive.
Thank you. I'm sweating.
Okay, and because we're not done, another one. So defeating this enemy spawns a skull, and we're gonna use that skull to do a clunge later in the level. So we're gonna bait it through the entire first start of the screen. There you go, GG. Then Song is gonna freeze it and clunge on it. There you go, very well done. It skips this whole section you have to do in both ways, otherwise it's really long.
Also, that was amazing.
The biggest time saver in the game.
What I just did up top with those platforms is way harder than that trick you just saw me do with the enemy. Getting those platforms
Nah, that's not true.
I don't care what you say. I get the trick with the skull way more often than I do with those platforms.
That's because you practiced it a lot more.
I should stop talking while I'm in intense areas. But still.
So anyway, so the succession of these tricks is insane, and getting all of them like he just did is... It's what makes him a top-notch runner and the best runner of this game.
I for some reason, can't grab onto the...
Okay.
No! This is bad. This is bad. This
It's
is bad.
okay.
We got this. Nope.
Oh.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I want to
It's a
see if
little
I could. I want to see if I could get it.
Yeah. So we training for this event. Like today, we found out you could skip a platform cycle here, and so he tried it, but
Two
it's
things
really
that I
hard.
focus on most whenever I'm lifting it.
It's
You can see that this is very precise. We don't have much
like
else.
I think
So this is once more a rope skip. So we do a roll jump, magic extended to get a bit more height, and a wall jump. Okay, coming up is arena skip. It's the skip that saved the most time in the game, about a minute 20, a minute 30. What you're supposed to do is there's supposed to be an arena where you fight with Dex, your doggo. But what we're gonna do is not take the Dex, just go in and clip out of the arena through this thunderbolt. So we're gonna bait the enemy, plunge of him, wall jump into a very specific spot, and go through. The window at the top between the ceiling and the thunderbolt is very small, so it's quite hard. So
For some
very
reason-
big GGs to do it first try.
Flynn didn't want to get on Dex. I didn't want to get on Dex either. Don't worry, Flynn.
Okay, and as you can see, this is the part I talked to you about before, is the Rosia on a dragon. It's really cool. But it's quite easy because he has a lot of health, so he can just damage tank. And now, the last Rosia fight is coming up. So we're gonna finally have the final showdown with her.
So this is the hardest fight in the game. Just a heads up. So I'm gonna be really quiet while Hollow explains what I'm about to do.
So he's gonna try to stun lock her again with Crimson Control. And with Ice Magic, and hopefully he gets it. Yes, Ice Magic. And actually, we just don't do the fight. Like, we can just skip the fight using the same trick, and it's actually really easy once you know how to launch. You just go over the lightning bolt. And what's quite funny is in the story, since it's the last fight with Rosia, her father is the big bad. Supposed to scowl her? I think that's the word.
Scold.
Sorry. For not managing to beat us, but it just looks like he's mad because she didn't even manage to fight us. So poor Rosia, she ends up helping us later, so sorry Rosia for just abandoning you. You wanted a fair fight and you just wanted to go fast. So this is plateau. We need to break those spider nests to break the spider walls, and this is the tornado level. So those green goblin enemies, when you go near them, they have two different possible attacks. Either they try to whack you with their stick, just like this, or they do some kind of goblin tornado, you saw other enemies do it. The problem with the goblin tornadoes is it's one of the only regular enemy moves that deals knockback, and they tend to do it at the worst time, so you can get trolled and lose quite a lot of time on them. So now we're introduced to these enemies. The specificities of this, like oily enemies, they can only be defeated by fire magic, which is why Song has fire magic on. But we're mostly gonna damage skip through them. And coming up is a quick launch of an enemy to skip a fight. Right here. Nicely done. And here this bird and baboon, because some people in our community, which I won't talk about, think it's a baboon. So we just call it the bird-boon to make everybody happy. It's supposed to give us a leaf. Which is a reference to the Wind Waker, the Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker. But we actually don't take the leaf because we just damage boost and roll our way through the level. And even though he didn't give it to us, we still have it for this screen, which is very nice. And as you can see, we can glide. We can only have it for this screen because he's gonna take it back from us after this. This screen is quite technical to do fast. Nice catch up. And it's a bit hard to explain, but basically doing damage boost cancel the leaf, so you have to manage your leaf quite well. This is an auto-scroller, but recently we found a way to make the auto-scroller go faster. So basically it's an auto-scroller where the... Yeah, very nicely done.
Thank you. That's so hard to do. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah. So there is the boss coming up as a sniper enemy, so he tries to snipe you from a distance. Oh, wow. And the thing we do is auto-scroller go at the pace you're seeing on screen right now, but actually Song is going so high doing a super clutch that the game thinks he's not on an auto-scroller level anymore and just moves the screen forward like if it were a regular Flynn level. And so as you saw, it just moves the screen forward and saves approximately 2 seconds if you do all of them right, which is insanely hard.
I got them all! Woo!
So he did it. He did all 3, which is... I think I've seen him done it only once, and he's the only person trying to attempt it because it's way too hard.
You got the super clutch on the first one, then get a perfect clutch on the second and third one.
It's really hard. Once again, super clutch is a hard trick to set up, and it's a 2-frame trick, so... Song is the only runner who managed to do them consistently, and he was the only runner to be able to do them at all until recently, so... So this fight is just more aerial bow attacks. It's quite easy, no, nothing nothing much to say. And this is the moment. First of all, we get the third part
Okay.
of Pixels, and this is the moment where we're supposed to get the wall jump.
So actually that fight is a little more complicated. So you start on this goo pile in the fight, and if you don't do your dodge roll just right and actually stay in the air to do your claunch aerial attack, you won't have enough time to do damage to him, and so he'll actually disappear off the screen for the second time, and he spawns these goop minions, and the phase takes like 20 seconds away from you. So if you don't get your dodge roll right at the very beginning of that fight, you're gonna lose a ton of time.
Yeah, there's a cycle skip in this fight.
All right, we're on to the last world.
Yes. Very few levels left. So, the brother of our god mom, we'll call it Mother Goddess, has managed to spawn his dark bad guy castle in the world, and so we just climb it up, beat the last boss who still has a part of our doggo's soul, and then go beat the bad guy up, and hopefully see Rosia and explain to her why we shouldn't fight, especially since we actually learn that she's our sister. She's, well, yeah, sister. And that the big bad guy is just controlling her. So, in this level you see those thorns. You can break them using the orbs, but you can also, a lot of them don't have hitboxes, so you can just go through them. This screen coming up is the hardest screen in the game. It's inspired by the Hollow Knight and the Gorm enemies, plus the big worm enemies in Deep Nest. What makes this screen really hard is there's a skip coming up. It's a 2-frame trick once again, and you have to do it while the worms are attacking you, so it makes it quite hard. And failed it. He's probably gonna try again one more time. Oh, that was very close. And there you go. And the problem is, as you can see, since worm enemies go around this donut, you can quickly lose health.
Also, if you get hit while doing the trick, it'll knock you off the wall, and it'll just knock you down. So,
yeah. And as you can see, the Viz swords don't have hitboxes, so we just go through them.
oh no 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 no! I wasn't fast enough.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay.
Breathe in, breathe out, and just go through.
Oh, I know.
Yay.
My hands are just acting up.
This just show you how much, like, it looks really easy because Song is doing it and he's the best player in this game by far, but a lot can go wrong. Like, every screen is very precise. On the next screen, he's gonna do a clunch of the Necromancer, so there's like a whole duck zombie theme to this world. And so there's a duck necromancer who spawned the duck zombie, and we're just gonna clunch off of him to avoid the fight.
I'm
So
sorry.
we're gonna
The duck.
skip pushing the box by doing another coyote time abuse and uppercuts.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, one thing I didn't say. It's actually like the way he grabs a ledge and goes up from the ledge very quickly, like he just did. It's quite precise. You have to press up input very quickly after you grab the ledge, otherwise it takes a long time. This death enemy is a reference to death in Castlevania, and it's weak to electricity, so we can quickly dispose of him. This level is entirely based around this puzzle, but since it's set and not randomized, we know the solution to the puzzle and we can just do it really quickly.
Last platforming level.
Yeah, we're gonna do a quick exit and we're gonna get our last platforming level. This level starts with 3 fights to get keys against different knights. So once again, the technique is aerial claw attacks and locking them up against walls if you can. Oh, this one uses branded claw attacks. But basically, it's trying to stun lock them as much as possible.
I usually don't do the aerial attacks on these guys because they're already too far from the wall to worry about it. That wasn't supposed to happen, but whatever.
I think you can clutch by grabbing the emblem, no? Oh, you can just hit the wolf, yeah.
There, I did it this time.
Yay.
I got the,
So once more he did Crimson Counseling, and you can see half of his bar still remains.
We have the wolf coming up, we have a mage coming up. If you want to explain the mage, because there's quite a bit to that fight. Even though that's not the next trick, it's just there's a lot to explain on how that one developed.
Okay, so afterward there's a teleporting mage in me. It's the only one in the game. It's a really tough fight because, as the name implies, he teleports. And so we found a combination of trick to deal with him. First of all, we cast fire on him, and that stuns him a lot quicker because fire stays even if it teleports. And okay, so first of all, there's a wolf trick. So wolf AI is very aggressive in this game, so he'll run after us, and we can bait him and plunge off of him to skip the thorn. Okay, so this is the teleporting mage enemy, and recently we also found that if you actually don't push him back, he's not gonna teleport, so we can just abuse it. And once he's done, we can just attack him. There we go, very well done.
Thank you.
Here we're gonna try plunging off this necromancer to skip having to grab the hook. Very nice, and we're gonna do the same on the ducks, hopefully, but it's quite tricky because they're moving. Nice, and once again...
It's okay. I grabbed onto the hook.
That's fine.
So that sword attack that you see these knights do is actually the best attack you can get from them because it doesn't knock you back or knock you out of your attacks. So it's really nice. Oh my goodness. It's really nice if you get that attack. Oh my god. These hooks have the worst hitboxes.
Yeah, these hooks are a bit awkward to grab at first because they slow your momentum really hard. So coming up is another transition level where we learn a bit about the lore. We learn that the big bad guy basically crafted the boss from our doggo's soul, and that's why they're so powerful.
That was a bad fight.
Level coming up is just gonna be a lot of rolling. And the next box fight over, but the first force boss fight is very interesting compared to the other ones. What's gonna happen is the boss is gonna go back and forth on the screen, moving up and down slightly, and Song has to follow the movement very precisely to be able to hit it with the sword all alone. And if he hits every single hit with the sword, he'll have just enough to activate Crimson Control and finish the boss in the cycle. It's extremely tight. He's the only person who manages to do that cycle, and the way the fight is done has been changed a lot. So you'll see. First of all, so we're gonna use Claw very quickly, and then hit her with magic attack, and 3 sword attacks, and then follow her with sword. 1, 2, 1, 2, just like that. And then activate Crimson Control and finish the fight.
Oh my god.
Very well done, GG.
This is insane.
The optimal fight, and I think it's the fastest I ever seen him done it. It's insane.
That was the fastest I've ever done it.
Yeah, not surprised. That was really impressive. So now that we have all our Doggo's soul back,
I can't put my
we
hands
have
down.
fully powered Doggo. So she can fly because she's the guardian and dog of a goddess. And also, funny thing about this auto-scroller, if you stay in this spot, you can actually survive all the way till the end.
Which gives me a break with my hands, okay?
Yes, this game is very technical and hard on the hands, so it's very nice to have that before the last boss.
Also, I need to
amazing
equip
animation.
gloves and lightning.
Yes. Amazing animation for the power doggo.
It used to go faster, by the way. This used to go much faster, but people got motion sickness, so they had to nerf the speed down. All right, last boss fight, guys. Here we go.
Yay! So the first phase of the boss is all about gonna be about charge management. So as you can see the bar on the top right, what we want to do is the boss is gonna stay in the background like he is right now, and then he's gonna spawn the weaker version of the different bosses. What we want to do is farm charge on the different bosses and hopefully kill them. That way we can grab emblems that put our charge up even faster. And then we're gonna combo him once, break his lightning armor with our lightning magic, and crimson control. Combo. And activate crimson control and finish him. Actually, we're gonna need 2 cycles. We're gonna do half of his house right now, and the other one in the second phase. And hopefully we can get a swag strat just for you guys. Very nicely done. Both emblems in this. It's gonna do very, very well for the rest of the fights.
Come on.
So once again, Ariel Claw combo, then lightning magic, and then crimson control.
Oh no!
No,
It was lightning! I didn't mean to do that.
No!
I meant to equip fire. That was my bad, guys. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
That was really bad,
So
though.
basically what he was trying to do for the swag strat is so Zilok, the boss, still takes fire DOT damage when he's in the background, and since he's not supposed to be in the background when he dies from the DOT damage, it actually spawns another version of him and just does the cutscene with another version of him. So you see 2 bosses.
But it's incredibly precise. It is something that I've only gotten maybe 3 times out of the 800 hours I have in this game.
Okay, and so this is the final boss. So as you can see, we asked our mom for help, and now we are in permanent crimson control form. And there's one last trick. Basically, while we're in crimson control, if we cancel our jump roll with an attack, you can see Flynn just stays in the air and floats and attacks the boss. It's really helpful in this boss fight because he stays in the air a lot. You'll see it here, for example, he just stays afloat without moving.
I got it. I got it.
Nice.
And timer stops in 3, 2, 1. Oh, timer stops.
Now.
Oh my god.
GG, mates. Insane run.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. We got it. Woo! Oh!
That was nice.
I gotta say my hands hurt, guys, just so you know. There's a lot of button pressing in that. So, but we set a 106 estimate, got a 105.14. Even with the mistakes, I'm so happy with this run. I appreciate everyone who has been here to watch this. Hollow, thank you being here to commentate. Thank you, Dream, for hosting this.
Amazing.
So, seriously, thank you guys so much for all of it.
Yeah, thanks for.
Woo! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's so fun. I highly recommend it.
Yes, it's. If you want to, we didn't even mention it, but it's available on most platforms. And if you have the Game Pass, it's included in the Game Pass. So it's a great way to play the game.
Whew. Well, thank you for having us here.